put as much pressure on a Zerg as you can without completely blowing it. If you let a Zerg macro, a Zerg will win the game. It's as simple as that. If you don't do anything to try and stop them, they have free reign.
Add-on complete.
But no, he did good. He got Combat Shield Stim Pack really early on. Baneling Nest coming out from me. I think I did a bit too much on the defenses here. 2 Spine Crawlers, a bunch of wings. But, you know, if he had been all-inning, I'd have been prepared. I might have actually won. I don't know. I didn't get the 3rd base up in a relatively decent time. Even though it... Yeah, okay, so about 9 minutes in. No, 9.5 minutes in, I get this 3rd base up. That's good. This was fucking stupid. I don't even know. Oops, my bad. Right about that. I don't even know what I was thinking there. It was retarded. That was a bad move on my part. That's just not... No. That's stupid. I mean, I could understand if I maybe sent one guy up there and was like, oh, what's he doing? But I wasn't. I didn't. I went and attacked the rocks, because I'm like, maybe I could take the rocks down and win the game. No. And then he sees it with his supply depots, and I lose my guys. I did do decent damage to those rocks, though. I'm happy. Pretty bad reaction time, but that's okay. Let's see. Let's check my units tab here. 37 workers. No. I have not enough workers here. I needed to have saturated this feather. Larva injects, I'm doing decently. It's not great. I've had better days, but then again, I've had a lot worse. Banelings, meh. I don't know. I don't know whether I feel as though these were correct or not. Whatever. I'm more just going to analyze myself for a bit, and then I'm going to start analyzing what he did. This was a bit sketchy. I built 2 extra spine crawlers when I really shouldn't have. There was no reason to. There was nothing coming across the map. There was no aggression that was coming. I just was like, oh, I'm going to build 2 spine crawlers. It's obviously going to be a great idea. It wasn't. What else? No, you know, these drones, plus these drones, plus these drones. It's not really. I don't think that's full saturation. What, that's 8? That's 5? That's 6. So no, it's not full saturation, but I'm only down by 2. Considering that I go double evolution chamber with these drones as well as double gas, I'm losing 4. So yeah, that's pretty bad, but... In the unit station, I have only 49 workers. Still need to saturate this better. Need to saturate this better as well as get up my 2 gases. All in all, it was a pretty bad macro game from me. What else? The other thing I wanted to point out... I made a lot of infestors. Didn't make very many lings. While infestors are good and can usually fight an army pretty nicely, not that well. This guy brings a random SCV with him. I don't get it, but whatever. I mean, I don't mind it enough to go, shame, sir, shame! Even though he should feel bad. But here, I lose more infestors than I should. But I heard a few marine deaths happening simultaneously, so I'm going to attribute a few of those to the banelings and say I got decent hits. 34 drones, 33 drones, 31 drones. I am behind him on workers. which puts me even farther behind because he has mules. That was an awful macro game from me. I could have done so much better. I could have taken another base. I could have saturated this decently. But all in all, I'd say I did pretty well. Here, now, I want to point something out. This is pretty sloppy from me. This is really sloppy, actually. Usually you would counterattack right after it happens. Like, just a little bit after. Now, because of the drop up here, I guess it was okay that I didn't counterattack the second I was done, but I needed to counterattack a lot sooner. Because for all I know, he has 8 or 9 barracks as well as the third base, and just remaxed quick, remaxed snap of his fingers, has medevacs, tanks, marines, and marauders. So that was a really bad play by me, but he didn't. And even if he did, I had quite a few lings, 80, like 86 or so. So, I'm not too worried about it. Still, though, sloppy play, as far as that goes. Here, he pulls the SCVs to try and fight. That's fine. He should be. I don't know if he was expecting to win that fight or not, just with the help of the SCVs, but he didn't. Another problem, something he could have improved on. He could have pulled up that supply depot and just, took his unit, he could have taken his units, thrown up the supply depot, rallied them all right about here, and just waited, or right here, just waited. Waited for me to either leave or do whatever, waited for him to mass up enough to where he thinks he's competent or confident enough to win. Something. But I won, and while it isn't all that matters, I realized what I did wrong, and that is what matters the most. That was kind of a whiffed bungle, but I don't think I even care anymore. I know he pulled most of his workers. I'm tossing out manor-infested Terrans. Just don't even care. I'm done, GG, game over, good job, nice try. Have fun, good luck next game, yada yada. You'll probably notice that I never say GG or GLHF, but that's just because I'm lazy. And because I don't care. Whatever. Alright, I'm going to go back one last time, and I'm going to go through this really quick, because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and while I'm not going to go through it so quick that it's sloppy, because I wouldn't want to do sloppy work, that's just bad of me, I am going to go through it, and go, well, here's what could have been improved. Times 4 speed, times 8 speed, because seriously, we're mining minerals. Gets the supply depot down, does it really nicely, great timing, blah blah blah. Gets the barracks down. I feel like it was a bit premature, but whatever. Let's go for the orbital. Let's get the marine. Let's kill off my gas. Let's kill off the overlord. Now, here's where I start to have a problem. Right after he finishes the barracks, I'm pretty sure he just rallied an SEV down here to build another command center. If you're Terran, and I'm not Terran, so I could be way off base here, but if you're Terran and you are going 3 racks before command center, you're probably going to want to put on heavy pressure. You're going to want to be very aggressive. You're not going to want him to take that third. You're going to try and deny that second. You're not going to try and win the game straight up. If you can, that's great, that's awesome, good job, have fun, but you're going to want to make sure that you are safe. You're going to want to make a lot of aggressive moves, not too aggressive to where you lose it all, you mess it all up, lose it. but you're going to want to put on pressure. You're not just going to want to sit back after building 3 racks before command center, because that's not good for an economic build. Now, with what I did, it was 15 hatch, or 16 hatch, I guess, as the case may be. It was an attempt at a 15 hatch. I made enough money while the drone was going down here to build a hatchery that I made another drone, whatever. 15 hatch, something pool. Pretty sure it was like 17 or something. It's really bad. It was really sloppy. But, you know, I don't have to turtle. I do a little, because obviously I saw 3 racks and I'm like, oh, he should be putting on aggression, obviously. I guess it wasn't as obvious as I thought, since he didn't really put on any aggression. You know, saturates it pretty quickly. Oh, he did transfer SCVs down, and didn't bother to actually resaturate that mineral line that he transferred them from. He's really late on the supply depot. Really late on the supply depot. Could have done better on that. Combat shield stem, that's pretty good. Does get an early engineering bay. Start working on upgrades little by little. That's fine, that's great. But I think it mainly comes down to, and as it did with my last one, Terrans, if you're going to do things like this, 2 racks or 3 racks, you're going to want to put on aggression. Now with 2 racks, it's more of a cheese build than anything else. You know, you're not planning to go into command center. You're just like, I'm gonna 2 racks, try and win with as many Marines as I can get out when I attack. But 3 racks, it's not a defensive build. 3 racks before command center. It's not a defensive build, it's an aggressive build. You want to be aggressive, you want to do damage, you want to make sure that you can even the playing field. That's why you get it. That's why you get it before command center. You get it for defense in case he's like got some weird all-in that a 3 racks can hold off pretty easily. Which is kind of odd if you're playing against a Zerg. But for the most part, it is make units, try and level the playing field, maybe get the upper hand. Actually, it's mostly aimed towards getting the upper hand, but you usually just want to try and level the playing field, or tip it slightly in your favor. In this case, he probably could have done that if he had gone earlier, if he had actually made a lot of Marines, a lot of Marauders, kept up production. He needed to make more SCVs, didn't have both lines fully saturated. Not to say that I can criticize, because I obviously didn't. But seriously, all of this entire game would have changed. He probably would have won if he had just gone, alright, Marine, Marauder. Or, you know, 3 Marines from here, 1 Marine from here, 1 Marauder from here. Constant production, put pressure on, work him down, build command center, assuming you haven't already, toss down mules, saturate, be ahead. He didn't. That's, for the most part, what lost him the game. Otherwise, I don't know very many problems that I have with his play. Factory's a bit late. But, you know, whatever. I went late on my infestation pit and my lair last time I did a video for Starcraft, so I'm not gonna bitch. I had bad macro, so still not gonna bitch. Good move by him. Really could have done it a bit better though. Could have like streamed them down so that way they kind of like half surrounded me in a half circle. I obviously wasn't paying attention. He didn't know that though, so I guess he was just going for dealing damage. Understandable. Not gonna complain. Could have gotten the starport up a lot earlier. Could have started making medevacs. Would have been really helpful at that point. I mean, it is 12 minutes in. You should have medevacs by now. Getting ground armor level 1, that's fine. Not making his armory quite yet. I don't know how much I agree with that, especially since he invested in the second engineering bay. Whatever. Not a major gripe, but a minor one.